This sucks. It's a moment like this when you really have to ask yourself, how badly do I want to visit the Gap outlet store?
We're going!
Fine. We're in! Thanks for coming out, man. Wow, the map was right. America is down.
Passports, please.
Crossing the border is entering another country. They may talk like us, but the rules in every country are different. And if you had or have a youth record, you better know them before trying to get in. Take Mike. He's 18 now, but when he was 14, he was arrested and charged for possession of a small amount of drugs he had in his backpack.
Yeah. Seahawks game? Love to. When do we jet? See you then. I'm amped.
No kidding. What about the border?
Oh, that won't be a problem.
You think?
Man, with all the people crossing, we're just going to the Seahawks game. Besides, I'm 18 now, K9. I don't have to worry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to freeze you now.
What?
Exactly. Oh man, what do I do here? Mike's a friend, but he doesn't know what he's getting into. He's just gonna hop to the border and hope for the best. Time to destroy some myths. Mike said it doesn't matter because he's 18 now. I know what he's thinking. Most of us believe that when you turn 18, your records are permanently sealed, as in, no peeking. Newsflash! The time your record lasts has nothing to do with turning 18. When your record closes depends on when you were sentenced, what your offense was, what kind of sentence you got, and whether you've committed another crime in the meantime. Okay, it gets a bit fuzzy here. Let me break it down. If you were found guilty of a less serious offense, called a summary conviction offense, your record will last for 3 years after you finish your sentence, including probation. If you're found guilty of a more serious offense, called an indictable offense, your record will last for 5 years after you finish your sentence, again, including probation. At the end of these time periods, then your youth record is sealed and cannot be disclosed to anyone in Canada, unless you've committed another offense in the meantime. From this point on, you'll have a clean slate. No one thinks of you as having committed an offense. Not like adults, whose records are permanent, as in they never go away.
They won't even know about your record, man. It's a Canadian thing, not American.
Myth. Never take advice from someone who has no idea what they're talking about. The truth is, guards on both sides of the border can do a computer check on you when you try to enter either country. What they have access to is unknown. Records, for most offenses, are sent to the Royal Canadian Mounted Police. You all know who I'm talking about. Red jackets, funny hats. The RCMP. Keep them in a computer database called CPIC. And guess what? Even though the RCMP do not share youth records with other countries sometimes still manage to get this information, and the mighty US is one of them. These countries only check these files when someone is trying to enter their country, either as a visitor or an immigrant. And once a country like the US gets a person's record, it keeps it in their files forever, permanently. They don't care when you were sentenced or how many little old ladies you helped across the street since. Your record stays with them. It's only in Canada that the law says a youth record has to be closed after a certain period of time. Once you're at the border, you are in America, and other countries don't have to obey the Canadian laws.
Man, don't worry about it. I had a friend who had a record for stealing, and me and him used to come down here all the time.
Remember what I said about people who don't know what they're talking about? If you have a record for a drug offense and the US knows about it, you may not be allowed into the United States at all, even for a visit. But not only drugs, for many offenses. It is up to the individual border guard whether the person gets in or not. Yeah, this dude. It's up to him. One border guard might let you through, another might not. Hope Mike brought some serious luck with him.
And you?
No, sir. No previous record whatsoever.
Whoa, hold on. I didn't just hear that. Did Mike just lie? Oh my god, 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 oh my god! Wrong! Do not, ever, not in a million years, not if this was the last border crossing on planet Earth and you have a craving for Jack in the Box, lie to the guard and say you don't have a record. If you do, they can swipe your car and even put you in custody. Okay, so what should Mike do? Well, remember our main rule about not taking advice from people who don't have a clue? How about seeing someone who does? Yeah, I'm sure spending an hour with a lawyer ranks right up there with doing the multiplication tables. But hey, they know the laws, right?
If you have a youth record, Mike, and you don't know if it's been shared with the United States, then you can never know if they might refuse to let you in. And I can't find out either. No one can.
What should I do?
Honestly, and I know you're probably not going to want to hear this, the best thing to do is avoid traveling anywhere, including the States, until you know your youth record has been sealed. Once you know how long your record is expected to last, you will then also know when the RCMP has destroyed your file, and then you know it's safe to travel.
How will I know that?
Once the RCMP has destroyed your file, no other country can access it.
Really?
That's the truth.
If you have an open youth record, you can also apply for a waiver to go to the US. If you really want to do this, be prepared. There's lots of paperwork. You gotta tell them a lot of personal information, including details about your record. Most waivers that are available are for limited times and specific purposes. You should see a lawyer to get help with the application. This is important because the lawyer will need to obtain a police report that verifies the charge. This is a lot of work to go see the Seahawks play. Applying for a waiver takes time, so if you're serious about it, give yourself enough of it. You should also know that by doing this, you're voluntarily giving the US information about your youth record. And remember, they can keep this information forever. Not necessarily a good idea. You should really think long and hard about how important it is for you to get into the US before your youth record is closed here in Canada. I've had enough. I'm tired, I haven't eaten in hours, and this line won't move. So, in conclusion, you got a record? Well, the RCMP have it on file. And although the RCMP won't share it with other countries, like the US, might still be able to get some information on it. If they do, then that's when things get complicated. That's when the guards at the border can look up your record on their computers. And just because you're 18 doesn't mean you no longer have a record. Always confab with a lawyer before visiting the States. They know the laws.
Where you going?
Home! I never should have come down here. Crazy backwards stuff. So you want to know more about when youth records are destroyed? Don't blame you. The good news is that most youth records are destroyed after a certain period of time. That gives us a second chance with a fresh start. Not like adult records. Commit a crime when you're 18 or older, and it's with you for life. Serious. Hang with me on this one. There's a lot of legal talk here, but I'll break it down. When your record is sealed, first depends on what you did and what sentence you received. If you got extrajudicial sanctions, your record remains open and can be disclosed for 2 years. That means from the day the youth said yes to the extrajudicial sanctions, their record can be shared with certain people, but only for very specific reasons, and it will remain open for 2 years. If the youth received a judicial reprimand, their record remains open for 2 months from the time they were found guilty in court. If they received an absolute discharge, their record is open 1 year from the day they were found guilty. A conditional discharge means their record remains open for 3 years from the day they were found guilty. Same for a summary offense, it's 3 years, but not 3 years from when they are found guilty in court, 3 years from when they complete their sentence. An indictable offense, we're getting into the serious stuff, means your record is generally open for 5 years from the day the youth completes their sentence. And finally, for the most serious indictable offenses, like murder and all that gnarly stuff, it could be 5 years from the day the youth completes their sentence. Or it could be 10 years, or it may never be sealed. If the court thinks it's necessary, they can keep the record open forever. If a youth commits a crime after he turns 18, but while he still has an open youth record, well then the youth record becomes part of the adult record and it never goes away, without a pardon. And remember, an adult sentence equals an adult record. That's it. I know, that's a lot of knowledge to keep straight. Watch it again if you want to. After all, who doesn't love hearing my voice? Know your rights.